Did we get there for you?
Yes, but I have one more question just to hone in on it a little bit more. With this particular person, since I come into alignment and then he comes right into my life, it leads me to believe that is...
It leads you to believe that he's in alignment.
It does. Yeah, it does. And that's why I love being around him.
And
everything
so?
Clears when... And so?
Give him to her.
I don't know. Oh, hell no. Hell no.
So say that again.
So
I'm in alignment.
I'm in alignment.
And he comes right in.
I don't try. And this person that I adore, and I have decided to adore, regardless of if he's in my direct experience for the rest of my life, whatever distance, it's okay. I adore him, and I just want him to be happy. But I don't try. I just get into alignment, and it comes right in there. And then I get afraid because I think of societal rules about relationships and, well, maybe we should do this because that's what it looks like when people are like this. And then he's like, whoa. And then we have to lovingly go our separate ways. And so what my question is, I know there are thousands.
We want to say this to you.
Okay.
You get to want what you want. You get in alignment, he comes, you want him to stay, you want him to commit, you want him to do whatever it is. And so you get to want what you want, but you can't contradict what you want by the condition making you not believe it. If you can continue to want what you want and not let the condition convince you that what you want isn't happening right now, then the thing that isn't happening can begin to happen. That was a really big statement. Did you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
You get to want what you want. But when the situation that's happening keeps you from believing what you want, then that's what goes wrong with it.
I don't want to press it because I respect what he wants as well. And I've also heard you say, don't pull someone else into the vortex. Don't work too hard to pull someone else in with you. You know, if they want something else, let them. But I do want him. I do want him.
You're just going to really like this so much.
Okay.
Sometimes, and this is what's happening here, by insisting on what you want before another is ready, and you try to pull them into the vortex, you're not pulling him into his vortex, you're pulling him out of his vortex. Now, you really can't pull him in or out. So that's why you have to leave him out of the equation. You have to want what you want and believe what you want and allow what you want, and what you want will come, and most likely through him. But when you try to make it be this way right here, right now, before somebody else is ready, the backlash happens. Here's why. Imagine, since everything is vibrational, and the easiest way for you to understand vibrations in your world is to think about sound or electricity. That's a really good way. So think about electricity and think about an open circuit. And think about you being tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You've got all of this energy flowing through you, and you are flowing it toward this desire. Let's say, in this case, toward this specific person. This desire about this person, and you're flowing it. But let's say that for whatever reason, that person isn't in complete agreement with what you're doing. Now, the tendency would be to say, okay, then that person has closed their circuit because he wants something different. So his circuit is closed while mine is open, and so I'm getting electrocuted. But what's really happening, since his circuit doesn't have anything to do with your electrocution ever, only your own circuit. So you're flowing, but then his behavior or his condition causes you to think thoughts that close your own circuit. So it's not what he's doing, it's what you're thinking about what he's doing that causes you to close your circuit. And that's what is electrocuting you. And then because you don't feel good, then it feels like it's wrong. And it's not wrong because of the behavior, and it's not wrong because of the person, and it's not wrong because of the decisions of the person. It only feels like it's wrong because you're closing your own circuit with a belief that doesn't match your desire. And when you sat in that chair, you didn't do that. You started to close your circuit. I'm not going to get called on.
I was aching to be called.
You started to do that, but then you came to your senses and you didn't do it. You decided to leave your circuit open anyway. And this is exactly the same thing. I've decided to be happy even though what I want isn't fully manifested. And in my happiness, I allow it to evolve, and I allow myself to witness the unfolding of it because it is so delicious. It's now, 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 now. There's not ever going to be a then. The future that you're looking for is never going to get here. It's never going to get here. Because when it gets here, it's going to be another now. And so if you practice in your now, having an open circuit, then open, 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 feeling good, feeling good, feeling good, feeling good, feeling good. But if you put some sort of ruling on the way that it needs to open, then you close your circuit in the now.
Mm-hmm. And then I start talking about it and take action.
It's your future you're worried about. Your now is so blissful that you can't let it be. You have to kill it with your misunderstanding about the future.
I have to scan for what could possibly go wrong for insurance policy. I needed insurance on the relationship. So I was like, well, what if this happens? And before I know it, this beautiful thing that I was having fun with starts fizzling out. And then I'm heartbroken again, so.
If you could just hear us when we say, he's not the one closing the circuit, you are, relative to anything. And when you stop doing that, then now is really delicious. And then now is really delicious. And then now is really delicious. And then now is really delicious. It also will take away your concern over ageism, because you all have equal access to now. Right now, where you converge with source energy, it's all right now. And it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, doesn't matter how rich you are or how poor you are, you all have equal access to this energy right here and now. So the successful happiness that you're all reaching for is all about what you decide to do with your own circuits. And we're talking about the circuit of desire and the circuit of belief. Because the desire is flowing, and if the belief is in opposition, then the feeling is that negative emotion. Ooh, you came a long way on that understanding, didn't you? Don't you love knowing that? Don't you feel sort of invincible? Doesn't it feel to you like you could do just about anything that you can convince yourself you can do? Doesn't it feel like you'd just like to maybe shore up some of your own beliefs by looking for evidence of these laws? Because there's not a shred of evidence to the contrary of them. Your life is rich with them. You see, more blue glass moments everywhere. Yeah. Enough?
Enough.
Really good.
I love you, Abraham. Thank you.
We're just going to talk for a little bit because we have very little time before segment. And so let's recap some of the power that we just discovered together. So you create your own reality, yes? And you're a vibrational being, and you're emanating a signal at all times. And the signal that you're emanating, meaning the thoughts that you are thinking, or the words that you are speaking, or the action that you are taking, whatever it is that you are focused upon, whatever it is you are talking about, and whatever it is you are doing, is causing you to offer a vibration that law of attraction is matching. So you're getting back what you're giving out all the time. To be consciously aware of what it is you're giving out is such a helpful thing, but not in relationship to what somebody else wants you to give out, in relationship to what is in your vortex. Because through life, you have figured out at so many levels of your being precisely what you want, and it is rich and it is understood by your inner being, tended to. The cooperative components have been gathered, and it is your reality to which you are having a relationship. Everything that you feel is you having a relationship with what you have created, with who you really are, with what you really want. And every emotion that you feel is not about what somebody else is doing. It's not about anybody else's power, because they don't have power in your experience. Everything that you feel, whether it feels wonderful or whether it feels awful, is only about one thing, and that is your vibrational relationship with you that you have created. When you decide that nothing matters to you more than that you feel good, which means nothing matters more to me than that I'm finding a thought now that it has harmonics to what my inner being is thinking about the same subject. If happiness becomes your dominant quest, then what happens is you find yourself more often in perfect alignment with who you are, with an open circuit. And then as thoughts turn to things, you just get more and more and more ideas. We want you to feel the reality of your vibrational reality. This vortex is a real thing. And we want you to understand how far it has come, how big it is, and how important it is to you. And we want you to know that since it is big, and since it is real, and since it is offering a vibration, it's offering a vibrational signal that is calling you, that if you are caring about how you feel, you're being called to the wholeness of who you are. And when you are in that receptive mode, and that vibration turns to a thought in your mind that feels like a desire that you can speak out loud. I want this, that decisive, I know what I want. I want a relationship, and I want it soon. I want a relationship. I want more money. I want to live in that house. I want to go on this vacation. I want this conversation with this person. In other words, once you say, I want it, and you mean it like that, what's happened is, you have experienced this process that we're talking about, and the thoughts of your vortex are beginning to turn to the things of your life. And if you will accept that as those ideas come, they are evidence, they are proof of the inevitable positive outcome that you are looking for, then you can start relaxing and enjoying the unfolding of it. But if you're still looking for the condition to guide it or to soothe you, then as soon as you look for something that hasn't come into full fruition yet, then you shut it all down and you stop the momentum, and it's kind of like starting over at square one again. Did you get that? This is a really good time for a segment of refreshment.